X2 was a Force-sensitive clone trooper who served the Galactic Republic alongside with his brother, X1. He was created by the Kaminoans from the DNA of a Jedi Knight, Phelan Gray, and grew up in secret on the planet Kamino. Following the outbreak of the Clone Wars in 22 BBY, X2 and his brother joined the Grand Army of the Republic and fought in many battles of the war, helping to train young clone troopers under the eye of Jedi Master Feroda. The two brothers helped the Republic secure many victories. Following their exploits on Tatooine, Supreme Chancellor Palpatine invited X1 and X2 to the galactic capital of Coruscant for a special awards ceremony. Palpatine gave them medals for their bravery, though he initially confused X1 with X2. The ceremony was abruptly stopped after the Confederacy attacked the planet. After ordering a group of clone troopers to get the Chancellor to safety, X2 joined the space battle assisting Anakin and Obi-Wan in the rescue of the Chancellor. X2 hijacked Sith's Destroy and used its weaponry to destroy the Invisible Hand's turbolaser defenses, as well as some vulture droids that were attacking the approaching GD and stationary vultures inside the hangar, allowing the GD to land inside the ship and rescue the Chancellor. In the waning days of the Clone Wars, X2 and X1 were assigned to the planet Cato Nemoidia. X2 managed to fight off the invading forces and later used the ship's orbital strike cannon to bombard separatist defenses on the surface of the planet, as well as helping Feroda with taking out the remaining droid army. During this time, Feroda sensed X2's force potential and promised to take him to the GD High Council when they returned to Coruscant after the battle. Meanwhile, X2 infiltrated the Viceroy's Gunray Palace as well and reached the droid control terminal there, shutting down all Confederate droids on the planet. At that moment, a transmission came from Coruscant. Palpatine told the clone troopers that Feroda and all other Jedi had betrayed the Republic and the Chancellor ordered the clones to execute Order 66 and kill the GD Master. Though X2 was reluctant, X1 forced his brother to comply and the two of them, along with the other clone troopers, attacked the Jedi Master Feroda and killed him, though this action would haunt him for the rest of his life. Soon after Order 66 was issued, the Republic was reformed into the Galactic Empire with Palpatine as its emperor. X1 and X2 became stormtroopers and began their service in the Empire, eventually earning a reputation as two of the Empire's most trusted agents. However, ever since Order 66, X2 felt that he was not doing the right thing and began to show sufficient signs of concern that X1 noticed. After months of service to the new order, X2's doubts subsided greatly after learning that X1 was planning to kill innocent people who were hiding Jedi. X2 then defected from the Empire. Siding with the Jedi who turned out to be his father, Phelan Gray, he tried to help the civilians get off planet, but X1 caught up with them and killed everyone except X2, who survived only because Gray managed to force heal him before dying himself. X2 spent the following 15 years on Dantooine working as a simple farmer until he was discovered by Gray's former master, Rom Koda, who was sent by the Rebel Alliance, thinking he was Phelan Gray. Koda, who held no respect for clones, was disappointed to find only a pale imitation of his former Padawan. Still, he sensed the force resonating in X2 and made him an offer to join the rebellion, which X2 accepted. X2's first mission on behalf of the Alliance was to go to the asteroid base Desolation Station in the Atravis sector, where components of the Death Star's super laser were being assembled and later transported to the Death Star itself. X2's mission was to liberate Wookiee slaves, which he did. X2 rescued a captured group of rebels on the planet Geonosis and they pledged their allegiance to him. On Koda's advice, X2 assembled the men into a military unit, christening it Grey Squadron in honor of Phelan Gray. Participating in many engagements throughout the Galactic Civil War, including the crucial battles of Yavin where he liberated men from the Death Star prison. During this time, Koda recommended a female bounty hunter named Shara to be inducted into Grey Squadron and X2 accepted her commission, trusting Koda's judgment. 3 years later at the Battle of Hoth, X2 ordered Grey Squadron to attack his brother's capital ship Avarice. X2 was stopped by none other than his brother X1, who was armed with Phelan Gray's lightsaber and was using force powers. Engaging in battle with X1, X2 ordered Grey Squadron not to wait for him and to set the explosive charges and clear the ship. During their fight, X1 offered X2 a chance to join him, but X2 did not agree and continued to fight his brother, ultimately defeating him. X2 tried to reason with him to make him realize the Empire's true nature, but X1 did not listen. He force-pushed him out of the way and ran away, evacuating from the ship. X2 escaped from the Avarice as well. Having witnessed X1's usage of the Force, X2 began to reflect on his Force sensitivity guided by Luke Skywalker. After the Battle of Endor and the death of Emperor Palpatine, X2 was elevated to the rank of Jedi Knight by Skywalker and was given a lightsaber by him. Knowing that X1 was still roaming the galaxy, trying to rebuild the Empire which had become fragmented before that, however, X2 was called upon to assist Calrissian in the liberation of Cloud City. Later, X2 discovered that X1 had proclaimed himself as a Sith Lord and sought to learn the secrets of the dark side. To this end, he had traveled to the planet Jun and had occupied Bast Castle, the former residence Darth Vader. While inside the castle, X2 also received intelligence from Skywalker, who told him that X1 had been keeping Phelan Gray's lightsaber in Vader's trophy room. X2 reached it and retrieved the weapon. He then proceeded to Vader's meditation chamber, obtaining the holocron. The data on the holocron helped track X1 to Mustafar. Skywalker went ahead to stop a self-proclaimed Sith, but X1 managed to capture him, planning to use Skywalker's genes to create an entire army of Force-sensitive clones. X2 faced off against X1 and defeated him in a lightsaber duel, though he refused to kill him. In response, X1 tried to kill X2 with his lightsaber by manipulating it with the Force, but X2 quickly reacted and jumped out of the way of the lightsaber, leaving X1 to be stabbed by his weapon and to fall into the fiery lava below. After the battle, the rescued Skywalker promoted X2 to Jedi Master.